What is going on, weekend Hangover crew? This is your boy Preach, bringing you another episode. Today's episode, we're gonna do some fantasy talk for this week one fantasy football. Now, we're gonna start off with the sit-ems, and my big sit-em for the week is wide receiver of the Arizona Cardinals, Deandre Hopkins. Look, I love D-Hop. I think he's a tremendous receiver. He's probably top 5 in this league. I just don't think he's going to do well in this week's matchup. One is against the San Francisco 49ers defense. He's most likely going to be followed by Sherman everywhere he goes, okay? But not only that, but that pass rush is going to get to Kyle Murray. It's going to get to him a lot, and it's going to get to him fast. It's going to make him have to scramble a lot, and I just don't think Hopkins and Murray are that comfortable with each other yet. So I just don't think he's going to be able to feast off of what's going on. Now, number 2 is Derrick Henry, running back for the Tennessee Titans. Look, I really don't think Henry's going to have that good of a game. Usually he doesn't start off the seasons too hot anyways, but he is going against that Denver defense. Yes, I understand there's no more Von Miller. I get it, he's out for the season, but they also have newly acquired Jarrell Casey, and they still got Bradley Chubb there. That defense is still pretty solid up front, and I feel that that's going to hurt Henry a lot. My quarterback is the quarterback from the Detroit Lions and Matthew Stafford. Look, he's going against that Chicago's defense. And I think, if y'all would listen to me before, I think that Chicago's defense is back to being that Chicago defense it was a couple of years ago. I think that defense is going to be scary this year because, one, they got Hakeem Hicks back, and I think that's going to allow those pass rushers from the outside to just go crazy. And that defense is going to be going back to not allowing people score a lot, and I think that's going to hurt Stafford. Another reason is because now there's a lot of questions on injury at the receiving core. One being Galladay. He looks like he may not start or may not play this week, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And that's a huge minus for me of being on Stafford's side, so I just had to put him on my sit-em list. Now, sneaky starts to me. One, I got Phillip Rivers, alright, quarterback for the Colts. I think he is going to have a big game against Jacksonville's defense. I don't think that Jacksonville defense is any good. I think they're going to be really bad this year. Yes, I understand Josh Allen's going to, get sacks, get pressure and all that stuff, but the rest of that team is just god awful to me. So I really do think he's going to have a big game. Him and T.Y. are just going to connect on everything. Then my next is my wide receiver for the Chargers. It's Keenan Allen. Look, I know a lot of people are down on Keenan Allen this year because at who's at quarterback and Tyrod Taylor. I get it. Trust me, I do. I don't think he's going to have a huge year until Herbert steps in and takes over that quarterback role. But I do think Keenan Allen is going to have a pretty decent game this week. They're going against that Cincinnati defense. They're going to throw a ton on him. And I think Tyrod feels comfortable throwing the ball to Allen, and I think that's going to be his number one target between him and Eckler, and that's pretty much all he's going to go to. That's why I would go with Keenan Allen this week. Another sneaky start is Matt Breida from the Miami Dolphins. Look, I know they're going against the New England Patriots. I get it. Patriots are the Patriots. But they're not this year. They have been decimated on that defense big time this year. Not just from the coronavirus, but also losing from free agency. I think Breida is going to possibly run across that defense and run pretty big and allow the rest of that team to eat. And my big starts this week is Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills. Look, I'm high on Josh Allen this year. I think he's going to have a really big season with Diggs as newly acquired receiver, and Allen still runs with his legs. I think he's going to have a big season. I really think he's going to have a big game against the Jets. I really don't like what the Jets have on defense. I don't think they're anything special. They're not good at stopping a run. They're not good at stopping the pass. Hell, they're not good at anything. So that's one. I think Josh Allen is going to have a huge game. Either which way you look at it, either running the ball himself or throwing it downfield. And my receiver that's going to have a big start is Davante Adams, wide receiver from the Green Bay Packers. Look, I don't understand why people are so down on Adams and Rodgers this year. I don't get it. Look, Rodgers had 27 touchdowns last year, and he didn't even have Adams for most of the year. Now he has Adams fully healthy. It's week 1. They're going against a rival in the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota's Vikings defense to me, lost a lot of pieces this year, especially in that secondary. I think Adams is going to tear them apart. And for the last one, I'm back and forth between the two here. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw both of them out there. One is James Conner, running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think with Big Ben coming back, he's not fully healthy, and I think they're going to try to reel him in there slowly. And I think Connor's going to be a huge part of that, whether it's throwing to Connor or allowing Connor to just bust loose in a running game, especially going against that New York Giants team. They're not very good at stopping the run. The linebacking core is not there. So I think he's going to have a pretty big game. And then the other one is Ezekiel Elliott. Now, the reason why I didn't put Zeke first is because Zeke kind of scares me a little bit just because of what's out there in that receiving core and Dak wanting to go to a more pass-happy offense. But I just think that Rams team allows a lot of running. Like, they allow people to run on them like crazy. Plus, Zeke can catch out of the backfield, and I think Zeke is just going to possibly eat his ass off this week, especially since someone like Amari Cooper could be shadowed by Jalen Ramsey, and I think that could kind of hurt, and they're just going to allow Zeke to eat. But the only reason why I didn't have Zeke as my really, go off before Connor is just because the rest of that team is just too good, and the rest of them could eat first. But if y'all liked the video, please throw us a thumbs up, and if you want to be a part of the Weekend Hangover crew, subscribe to us. And until the next video, peace.